The age-old question, one that has been pondered for centuries, if not millennia. A question so important to every za enjoyer, it might as well be used to determine your whole entire personality. You've got $70 left, no food, nowhere to stay, you're basically homeless, and worst of all, you just realized you're out of bud. Here lies the turning point. You are faced with a decision that could genuinely shape your future, a choice filled with deep financial, emotional, and spiritual calculations. What do you do with your $70? Do you secure a motel for the night, get a meal, pick up a respectable outfit and prepare for your prestigious job interview at McDonald's? Or, let's be real, do you grab an exotic eighth of that premium Blastopax Satovia, or go full primal and choose a knocked out Indicano guaranteed to have you munching behind a Cinnabon like a pastry-seeking raccoon? Choose wisely because... never mind. Too late. You went Indo. And there you are, happily crouched in a Cinnabon dumpster, stuffing your face with expired cinnamon goodness like it's a Michelin star tasting menu. Low-key gotta respect it. But how did I know you chose the Indicano Reggiano Special? Science, education, advanced Zaza analytics? That's also why I'm making this video, to educate the public. Because through my rigorous research and highly sophisticated data points, we know around 70 to 80% of Zaza enthusiasts prefer Indiana Jones over Super Saiyan. A lot of that has to just do with the fact that people tend to use the sacred salad most for relaxing, sparking the munchies, and eventually falling asleep mid-YouTube video about ancient civilizations or raccoons with human hands. You made the statistically correct decision. Congratulations. But 20 to 30% of you probably did choose San Antonio, and to you I say congratulations too, for you are truly a rare breed of Zaza connoisseur who actually gets things done. A productivity enjoyer, a visionary, the type to wake and bake at 8 a.m., experience temporary enlightenment, and then spend the next 5 hours shrining art graders with the determination of a medieval blacksmith forging a legendary blade, son. The highest of honors. The rest of us are in a bakery dumpster, and you're out here achieving greatness and collecting digital loot like a functioning adult with questionable priorities. Anyway, we all knew Indiana is more popular than Saudi Arabia, but that brings up the real question. Why are they even different when almost everything these days is technically a hybrid anyway? Well, that's where terpenes come in. Yes, terpenes. The magical little aroma chemicals that dictate whether you end up inventing a business idea at 2 p.m. or inventing a sandwich made of Oreos. Because the real puppet masters aren't the names, it's the terpenes. Tiny aromatic gremlins that decide whether you become a philosopher, a productivity machine, or a sentient couch cushion. Some terpenes say,
let's go on an adventure, write a screenplay, start a podcast, and build a cryptocurrency nobody asked for.
Others say,
blanket snack sleep. Do not move.
Which, being couch locked from the za ain't nothing new, especially if you're off the Eddie, which we all know is notoriously sneaky with the come up. That's exactly where today's sponsor, 5CBD Quick Hits 15mg gummies, come in. 5 is pushing the limits with innovative nationwide legal Zaza, and their Quick Hits are the latest breakthrough. Unlike regular gummies that can take up to 45 minutes to hit, Quick Hits are formulated for maximum potency and minimum wait time. You'll start to feel it in just 10 to 15 minutes, which also helps to avoid that classic, these Eddies ain't shit. And the best part, if you've never tried them, 5 is giving every new customer the chance to try Quick Hits for free. Already a customer? Returning customers get 50% off. All you have to do is be 21, head to the pinned comment, and check it out. Let's break down the main culprits, starting with the Indicano Coated Sedative Squad. Myrcene, earthy, musky. I think my limbs are made of soup now. Myrcene is the couch lock terp, responsible for turning your body into melted dessert cheese and your bed into a spiritual destination. Mostly found in Indicano leaning strains. Linalool, floral, lavender, sleepy time tea energy. This terp pulls up like,
relax, King. Overthinking is for tax accountants.
Expect calm, comfort, and eventually unconsciousness. Another Indicano leaning terp. Beta caryophyllene, peppery, warm, anti-anxiety vibes. Great for chilling, comfort, food summoning, and acting like your joints suddenly paid their student loans. Common in Indicano leaners, though hybrids use it a ton now too. Now let's look at the Satovia associated terps like lemon Theanine, citrus bright. I suddenly have life goals. Makes you want to reorganize your entire life, start a business, or clean the kitchen for no reason. Will trick you into believing you're productive until you realize you spent 3 hours playing video games. Still fun though. Painine, tastes like pine trees slapped you awake. Clear-headed, alert, focused until you forget what you were focusing on. Mostly Satovia associated, gives forest walk in your frontal cortex vibes. Great for thinking, not great for shutting up. Terpillinine, fruity, floral, chaotic, fairy dust energy. The terp equivalent of chugging 2 matcha lattes and deciding to reinvent yourself. Common in Satovia dominant genetics. If your brain feels like it drank a coffee and then joined a jazz band, that's terpinoline saying hello. Woo! And now you know about all the terpenes that actually matter. The things that actually make Indicano, Indicano, and Satovia, Sadovia. The true puppeteers behind whether you become a blanket burrito philosopher or a motivational speaker for exactly 47 minutes before the energy evaporates and you start gaming. But the question still remains.
Which is better than, bro?
And yes, I know, it depends is the boring adult answer. If you want to get KO'd watching South Park for the 30th time, obviously you reach for the Indicano 9000. Same way if you want to actually get stuff done, you don't smoke at all. Until you convince yourself just a little puff for creativity because you're responsible and disciplined and totally not lying to yourself. So you spark that Satoshi Nakamoto strain and prepare to build the future. And then spend 3 hours watching YouTube. But situational isn't satisfying. We need a champion, a winner. So let's rephrase the test. You must choose one, Indicano, Hybrid, or Satovia, to blaze forever. Which do you pick? Let's think like scientists here. Real academic excellence, peer-reviewed wisdom, peers being the boys, Indica. Amazing until you realize your daily routine becomes eat, melt, sleep, repeat, wake up as a walking couch cushion. Repeat. Satovia. Great until you accidentally unlock anxiety mode because your heart remembered it's a muscle and decided to announce its existence. So the only logical answer when you zoom out and pretend you're doing a TED talk on Zaza optimization is the middle path, the hybrid. It's the strain for people who want to chill without dissolving and think without overthinking themselves into a philosophical emergency. Hybrids let you relax enough to not spiral about life, but stay awake enough to actually live it. It's balanced. I like being functional but also soft around the edges option. The strain equivalent of drinking water instead of a Red Bull or a NyQuil smoothie. And honestly, the real final form isn't just hybrid, it's hybrid supported by cannabinoids like CBG and CBD. That's the emotionally stable loadout. THC gives you liftoff, but CBG keeps your brain clear and focused, while CBD quietly pats your nervous system on the back and tells it to calm down. Together, they turn the experience from I am a baked potato or my thoughts are sprinting the 100-meter dash, man, into something like I am a respectable human being who can chill, create, think, eat, socialize, and maybe even fold laundry in the same day. That combination is the true adult Zaza setup, the one that gives you the vibe without the crash, the creativity without the chaos, and the peace without the paralysis. The hybrid plus CBD framework isn't about blasting off or melting down, it's about cruising through life in eco mode with snacks. So there you have it, the winner is hybrid, who would have thought? But still, in reality, what you're blazing depends on the situation, so make sure you let me know which one you prefer in the comments, peace!